Oh.
Extreme risk, heavy loads. Unsafe tree cutting and overloaded logging trucks turn small mistakes into serious failures. On Industrial Prime, we break down the physics, where control and safety decide the outcome. A moment of carelessness can lead to serious consequences. The bullet missed his head. One more step, and it could have ended very differently. Ladder shaking, chainsaw roaring, pure chaos. Tree cutting isn't for amateurs. One mistake can cost thousands.
Oh shit. Seriously? Oh my gosh. Wrong way!
Tree felling isn't a joke. One mistake changes everything. I understand. In Europe, decorating maple trees is a spring tradition, often trimmed and styled for festivals. But in this clip, someone has damaged it. The crash of a massive pine tree echoed as it slowly gave way. Terrifying. You could hear the wood tearing apart as it hit the ground. If safety matters to you, hit subscribe for more real-world risks. Driving the Ursus 1614 like this strains the gearbox. Reducing the log load would save money, preserve the clutch, and get the job done faster. Hard to watch a reliable tractor overloaded this way. boat tilted, submerged, then gave way, a clean double plunge into the water. Moving logs this way, letting them float downstream, remains a classic yet clever delivery method. Clutch looks overloaded, doesn't it? A lower gear might keep the truck moving more smoothly. What do you think? Nature's artwork revealed. As the planks split from the log, a masterpiece appears, wood grain that will become stunning furniture. A large-scale industrial processing site. Massive equipment highlights the load challenge. Energy efficiency is essential, with sawdust, dust, and heavy machinery all around. One wrong cut hits the house, zero room for error. A clear reminder, tree cutting isn't simple. The saw demands respect.
It's going straight away from us. My prediction is straight out.
Friendly neighbors, until their risky moves make you question everything.
Oh, like that. Oh!
You okay?
Chainsaw on a ladder, one wrong move brings serious consequences. This ladder wasn't built for tree climbing. It would fail instantly.
Oh. Oh no.
After the impact, the tree climber escaped with leg bruises. At that height with a chainsaw, it could have been far worse. Around the clock, logging keeps moving. Imagine sitting in that cab, facing the cold and long nights, headlights cutting through the dark. It takes real strength to do this job well.
Back there, are they sanding it now, are they?
Unfortunately, logging trucks on icy slopes spin out as gravity takes over.
Все, пиздец.
For many, a diesel engine at full throttle beats any sports car, raw and industrial. It's not just powerful, it reveals the hard work required to extract resources from remote terrain.
We haven't got chain braking equipment here, so we couldn't add a link.
Two chainsaws normally need two people, but here, one operator uses a remote throttle to control both. It makes cutting a massive oak much faster than using a single saw. See raw timber transform in the system. Optical detection and adjustable bark control minimize waste and clean each log before the next stage. Powerful large-scale logging at work, high yield per tree. The Komatsu 951 proves why it's preferred for mature spruce, efficient, precise, and built for standing timber. A smart, efficient solution. safety matters to you, hit subscribe for more real-world risks. Now, what once took all day is done in seconds. The blade strikes fast, ripping through roots without hesitation. That's why trees must be cut one at a time by one worker. It's fast, but is it worth the risk? If the tree twists, a 4,000-pound load could come crashing down. Amateurs showing off. One mistake, instant panic. That's why they warn you never to take shelter under a tree during a thunderstorm. Tension tree on a slope, one misstep, violent snap. See the precision of Japanese loggers, skilled climbing experts, removing the canopy first to control the fall before the final ground cut. This is logging reality. Mud everywhere. The John Deere 1110D pushes through saturated ground that demands high torque. It plows ahead to stay moving. Harvest season is underway. Back to the old days. Raw engines working hard. Modern trucks are refined, but old-school Mack machines still show true toughness on hot, dusty dirt roads. In a US sawmill, rough hardwood logs are sorted, scanned and metal checked, then precision cut and finished for strength. Each board is graded, inspected, packaged, and shipped nationwide. Impressive impact from a Port Angeles business. The Port of Washington plays a key transport role, and exporting this volume demands strong coordination and specialized US equipment. At first glance, it looks like a backyard toy. Then it drills a 12-inch hole with ease. That hydraulic power in such a compact chassis is impressive, handling heavy logs better than some larger tractors. That's why the Logmax 7000 XT is a full processing plant in the forest, cutting, trimming and measuring in one seamless cycle, built for high volume, large diameter timber. Impressive control handling that heavy load with steady precision and confidence. Some days in the woods just don't go as planned. A 4-foot trunk is unpredictable and no joke. At least this one only meant a small extra cost. Surprisingly, such a small machine can lift logs up to 500 pounds.
Okay, go, 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 go!
Woo. Be done indeed.
A hung-up tree is a real nightmare to deal with. Respect to these loggers. Felling a tree in nearly 2 feet of snow takes real skill. Adrenaline had to be surging as he climbed that rotten giant, likely over 80 feet tall. Watching someone dismantle a decaying trunk that size takes serious courage and skill. Heavy iron on a razor-steep slope, steel nerve against gravity. One slip, no mercy.
Hej! Přitáhni se, ty vole!
This operation shows expert climbing, precise rope control, and professional cutting. At nearly 230 feet high, the view is impressive, but the risk is real. Something inspiring endures. Humans and animals work calmly together as Norica horses move step by step, proving the lasting strength of working with nature. No wonder my lumber is late. They're playing tug of war on a cliff instead of driving the highway. Consider the GSR-280's output. It cuts 110 to 140 cubic feet per hour. Compact, multi-blade, and efficient, it handles heavy workloads on just 13 to 16 horsepower. Ever seen trees ripped out? Swallowing massive logs and turning them into clean chips with relentless speed and efficiency. Woodsman 440 proves rugged forestry machines demand skill, respect, and strict safety. One wrong cut sparks chaos. Tree cutting isn't for amateurs. Storm damage history means nothing when a skilled logger takes control. He cut both face and back, precision work. The new tree cutter proves its capability. Heard the crack just in time. Stay alert. Danger hides silently in the woods. Careful tree felling beside house demands precision and experience, and he executed it flawlessly. A clear lesson in tension and compression, read it wrong, and a clean cut traps the saw. The toughest part's over, the timber is secured, hauled out of the site, and the truck begins its long run to the processing plant. You can almost smell the exhaust and fresh sawdust. For loggers, this is precision work under pressure, not a race. Its 16-foot hydraulic reach changed everything. Stumps deep in ditches could be crushed without repositioning the machine, even on tractor tires. Getting timber out of the forest is rarely smooth. Moments like this show the rough, dusty reality at the very start of the supply chain.
Come back. Split them down.
Fire up the Alpha 5 and let it eat. Those logs are massive, and that air splitter makes quick work of them. A 60-foot Douglas giant squares off against a solid tooth saw. Slow, steady cuts delivering raw power and total control. It feels like the safety manual was barely read, then ignored. Sometimes experience knows better, but stubborn instinct takes over, and that's when things go wrong. A helmet turned this into a good day. The video proves it. It was already a difficult job. Now it's even more dangerous. Clever idea, but a safer plan would have spared a lot of stress. Running a chainsaw on his shoulder was a bad call. tree cutting, a barber's chair is the most dangerous failure that can occur.
Sounds all right.
Not ideal, but a last-second check stopped real damage. The small creature inside made it out unharmed. Calm water, quiet air, then a chainsaw screams into rotten wood. One frame flips piece into danger, and every shake decides what happens next. One mistake changes everything. We show real job site mistakes so you don't repeat them. A timber truck grinds through soaked ground with adaptive tire pressure control. Skilled driving protects the road. In sustainable logging, the path matters as much as the load. At first, it looks like a normal logging clip, but stay with it, watch till the end. It gets intense fast. Winter logging just leveled up.
Oh, that was one.
That'll be safe for them. I was just saying, safe to say.
Almost happened. Even professionals make mistakes. A clear reminder, safety first always. Who needs roller coasters when a loaded truck dives down a mountain road? Every safe descent depends on driver skill, calm judgment, and years handling heavy weight. Ever seen trees ripped out? Watch the 797 devour wood on the right as the yellow monster rapidly closes the gap, erasing steel's early advantage fast.
Olay!
Nature shifts the outcome, a maple root ball falls back. Precision planning and timing prevent costly setbacks. That's not pruning, it's tree surgery with a lightsaber. Watch this post-storm rescue in Austria. Synchronized cables haul massive trees off steep slopes. Extreme tension, constant risk, and serious skill on display throughout. In logging operations, operator and machine move as one, skill and steel working in perfect sync. Watching this fence transport machine shows how traditional systems can still match the pace of modern conveyor belts. Look closely at the hydraulic hoses. Those colored bands act as rough log-length markers, an old-school visual trick from before digital forestry systems.
Ole! Ortoddi!
High above the ground, one cut decides everything. Skill, focus, and respect for danger matter here.
Oh, that was one.
Red oak snaps easily, like spruce. Keeping thicker hinges helps prevent breaks. A lesson usually learned the hard way.
See where she's got.
And yet, the 2002 Humboldt felling stood out, an ancient redwood cut over 6 hours, moved by heavy jacks and a Chinook, with a worker calmly standing inside the deep cut.
Got that arm off.
Oh, shit! Are you all right? Step back.
Be careful, anything can happen. The heavily loaded truck moved slowly along the narrow dirt road, putting balance and nerves to the ultimate test. Up front, conveyor feeds 28-inch saws, cutting 3-foot logs at 350 cubic feet per hour. Hydraulics replace manual pushing. A routine job turns extreme. A Cadillac 472 with a TH 400 powers 44-inch TSL tires through mud, while custom air suspension protects the chassis from hidden stumps. In under 30 seconds, a decisive move changed the outcome. The Case 580's ditch crossing was deliberate, driven by experience and precise control. One wrong move, stuck truck. A professional logger at work. This isn't simple cutting, it's precise tree selection and calculated felling. Every move, from chainsaw control to positioning, ensures the tree lands exactly as planned. Skill, strength, and experience in action. Do you want more real-world breakdowns? Subscribe here and dive into another classic chainsaw failure with Industrial Prime.